making a 3-cheese chicken parm. So here's what you'll need for this recipe. Some boneless, skinless chicken breast, panko or regular breadcrumbs, grated parmigiana, flour, eggs, mozzarella, tomato sauce, salt and pepper, fresh basil, and olive oil. Okay, Randy, you had me at 3 cheese. Take it away. How do we start this recipe?
You know what, Tracy? This is one of the easiest and most reliable recipes you can possibly make at home, and it's a star for the adults, it's a star for the kids. And we had it last week and we were enjoying it, and I looked at Catherine and I was like, you know why this is so successful as a dish? And she's like, what's up, Randy? And I'm like, this is a giant chicken finger with pizza toppings. Right? The kids are happy, the adults are happy, everyone's ready, and you know what? It actually gets together in like 12 minutes, which is pretty good. The first thing we need to do is take a boneless, skinless chicken breast and put it in a Ziploc bag. I just put a touch of water in there, just a few drops, because we want to smash it out and make it even. So that's really the trick to making this perfect, is you want to have the thick part just at the same level as the thin. So that means we're going to bang it out to about maybe ½ an inch. And it doesn't take too much work, but just that little bit of water in there allows the breast to slide inside the bag and makes it all even. Next, we're gonna go to the 3-stage breading, and I think we all know what that's all about. We're gonna start with some flour, just dredge it in there. And the water actually helps with the dredging of the flour as well. Next, we hit it with the egg wash. Try to just do this with one hand, so you've got one hand dry, one hand wet. Then we're down here, and this is where the controversy starts. I'm at the breadcrumb section, and I've got panko breadcrumbs in here, I've got regular breadcrumbs in here, I've got Italian breadcrumbs in there, and I'm also gonna pump in some flavor with some salt, some pepper. But in my household, Tracy, I like the Italian breadcrumbs, but Catherine does not. She likes the regular. I'm also gonna pump in some Parmesan. What do you use in your household? Or what does Leo use, I should ask?
We are fans of the panko for sure, but I am not picky. Anything to do with bread, you know my heart. You can put any kind of bread, dried up bread, stale bread, any bread. I'm not going to be picky about that.
There you go. Well, you know what? Use what you have, but then whatever you do use, make sure you pack in some flavor too. So I put some extra Parmesan in there, because anytime I can hide cheese in with the bread, Tracy, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So where we go, we buried it in the breadcrumbs, and then we're going to take a heavy dose of your olive oil. And I mean heavy because we want to we don't want to deep fry it, we don't really want to shallow fry it, but we want to have enough where it coats all the breadcrumbs. You can see I've got a hot cast iron pan here, and I'm simply going to take this back and forth and sear it off. And you can just kind of wash that back and forth like that, and it just kind of coats it and sticks to it. Now, if you have to do a bigger family, like 4 or 5 people, get yourself 3 or 4 fry pans and do it that way, because what's gonna happen is it's gonna brown on one side, Tracy, and then as it browns, we're gonna flip it over, and the residual heat of the pan is basically gonna cook the other side. So get back to our 3 cheeses. We've got Parmesan, because, you know, chicken Parmesan, fresh mozzarella, because that's gonna melt it and make it ooey and gooey and kind of like that oozy kind of string. And then I've got some pizza mozzarella here as well. So those 3 kind of different kind of flavors and textures are really gonna help when it comes out of the oven and kind of like make it pop. As well, I've got just a regular tomato sauce. This is canned tomatoes, olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic, and then I stewed it off for about 2 hours, and it comes out nice and thick. That's kind of the texture and consistency you're looking for. So now we get back to our chicken breast, and that was like what, 1 minute, and you can see that it's golden, it's gorgeous. That Parmesan is just kind of like melted into that chicken, and we don't want to go too heavy. We kind of want to sauce it, like I said earlier, like a pizza, like that, Trace. But what we do want to go heavy with is the cheese. So we're just going to kind of rip up this pizza mozzarella on top like this. Oh boy. And I know, Trace, you're thinking, you know, you could add a bit more cheese to that. So we got the fresh mozzarella next, and that's what's going to get gooey. And I don't know in your household, Tracy, it's just something about the Italian kind of comfort food too, right? It just makes it feel like it's a Sunday night around the table.
Let me ask you this, Randy. The difference between the fresh mozzarella and the pizza mozzarella, for people who don't know, what is the difference between the two?
It has simply been processed, the pizza mozzarella. It's been cooked or pasteurized, where the fresh mozzarella hasn't been. So you're gonna get a milder flavor with the fresh and a stringier texture, and you get a stronger flavor with the pizza mozzarella, and you're also gonna get that browning, which we're kind of after. So then we're gonna hide some basil in there with the Parmesan. We're gonna go into the oven, on broil, and that's only gonna take a couple minutes, and then this comes out. So there it is. There's the browning, kind of like golden cheese little bits kind of stuff. And then, you know, I know everyone wants spaghetti, you know, with your chicken parm, but it's just a little heavy. And all the time online, everyone asks me, like, they don't ask me how I stay so thin, but they ask Catherine how she stays so thin. And this is exactly how, you know, we choose our carbs wisely. And we just go a little, because we got the breadcrumbs and the extra cheese and everything else. I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna serve it with a side salad, right? And then, you know, it comes out and that cheese is just like gooey like this, and just a side salad with a little bit of olive oil drizzled like that, and all that salad came from the garden, so you feel healthy, you don't feel weighed down. And I mean, there it is. That's a chicken parm. That's a 10-minute 3-cheese chicken parm. I'll show you the beauty shot, but then you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna show you even a more beautiful shot, Tracy. You ready for this? This is the best part about the home office, Tracy. You're just gonna like kind of cut in, and you can see it's consistent all the way through. It's thick, it's still juicy because we didn't overcook it. It was like 6 minutes in the oven under broil, and there it is. That is fantastic.
Randy, that looks beautiful. That looks so good. Yeah, you're allowed to eat it. Good for you. You enjoy that. Cityline.tv for the rest.